guys, it's Carlos, the Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and thank you so much for watching the video. And today we're doing a video about the 5 main mistakes we do while trying to diet. Okay, now number 1, we're going to talk about how greedy we human beings can potentially be. Now, as you guys know, the reason why we eat is to survive. Okay, now a lot of us, we tend to eat for way more than one person at a time. Now you just have to think about starters, main meal and pudding. Okay, there's no reason why we need that, but society has made us to basically make a 3-course meal quite acceptable for obvious reasons. Now, one obviously is for the beneficial, obviously, that you purchase more. 2 is for you to become quite used to eat more than what you need, of which obviously you have to purchase more. And 3 is for you to become quite unwell eventually. Okay, now if you have a look at this specifically, you'll start understanding why we tend to make ourselves ill for the sake of it. Now that sounds really pathetic. However, if you guys really look into it, what we actually try to do to our bodies tends to be quite almost, if you like, a sacrifice, because we eat to make ourselves should be to obviously make us survive and perform obviously for our daily activities. But what we tend to do, we tend to eat because we are used to consume way more calories than what we need, of which then this leads into number 2, of which the tongue. Now, are we eating, if we ask ourselves a question, if you stop and thinking, are we eating because we like that particular food and it's good for us and the nutrition value is fantastic in order to make us a better version of ourselves, or are we eating because our tongue loves that taste of food? So is it the taste or is it the nutrition value that you are looking for? Now, if you actually be sincere and honest with yourself, 9 times out of 10, if not more than that, most of us will eat because our tongue likes it rather than how good it is for us. Because if you look at most things that we eat, say for instance, like if you look at packaged food, if you look at high condimented food, high salt food, food that have got very little amount of nutrition value, say for instance, if people like consume burgers and kebabs and pizzas. Now, what is really the nutrition value of a pizza that's been probably frozen? Or if it hasn't been frozen, if you think, oh, it's been fleshy made, what do you think that chicken that's going to go on the pepperoni or the cheese or even the dough that creates the pizza, how long has it been frozen in order to be able to be supplied to you fresh, as you so-called fresh? Yeah, it is fresh from the freezer, absolutely, and be cooked at that particular time if you're lucky to obviously have a cooked one. But 9 times out of 10, it's been frozen for months and months and months, if not years. So hence the reason why we've got to be very careful, and a lot of the times is we basically allowing our tongue to take over our lives. So my question to you is this, and this is something that really works for people that I coach, right? Before you go shopping, just think to yourself, I'm going to go shop things that are really good nutrition value for my body in order to make me a better version, or am I just shopping for the sake of actually, if you like, keep up with how much my tongue loves these tastes? Okay, so this then has a knock-on effect on number 3, which is I'm going to speak to you guys about, is how the taste has a connection with your brain. Now, if you get addicted to a particular taste, obviously I don't know if you guys know much about this, but obviously our taste buds change as you adapt to different diets. Our taste buds, adapt to it too. So let's say if you go on a very high sugary and high condimented food diet, your body will adapt to it. Now, because obviously the condimented food that you're eating has got a lot of drugs inside it, and obviously you're consuming all these particular foods, your brain chemistry will change in order to adapt itself to it, of which then becomes addicted to this particular taste. Hence the reason why we now are driving we've had a stressful day, and obviously we absolutely can't wait until we get home and we start craving a bar of chocolate, or we start craving a pack of crisps. There's no reason why our bodies really will need that nutrition value, because that nutrition value is very, very poor. So why would we become addicted to that? The only reason is because these foods are packed with drugs, and it's the reason why you love to have that so-called pack of crisps, or if you maybe crave a, I don't know, maybe a burger or maybe a particular chocolate. It's because of that, and that's the reason why we've got to be very, very careful. Then this leads to number 4 is, make sure you do your own homework. Okay, now what I'm telling you here is an information of which I'm not just telling you because I think it sounds good, or I'm not just telling you because I read a book and think, right, let me just tell these guys what I think of the book. No, I'm telling you because I've read over 1,500 books in the area of physical development, nutrition, training. I'm self-qualified in this particular field, as well as I've got a lot of experience in this field because I've done it for many years with clients myself, and I'm also university educated, so I am very well educated to tell you this. However, is the actually practice of which I have done with me, obviously with my clients, people I coach, as you guys know, and this you begin to have like some sort of like, if you like, a huge amount of examples on how people perceive diets and how people see diets. And I hear people all the time saying that diet is painful. No, it's painful because you cannot, it's hard to get rid of those sort of, if you like, foods away from the body because they're drugs. So you've got to be very, very careful how you then obviously perceive your knowledge around this, you know. So I've always said to you guys, make sure you do your own research and do your own logic, which is then leads to number 5 is, how do you get a diet of which suits you? This is number 5, is how you get a diet that suits you. Now, the biggest thing I'm going to say to you guys is make sure you understand that first and foremost is health. Okay, now when I look at my body, although I obviously, as you guys know, I compete, I do fitness modeling, underwear modeling, and every other year tends to be, maybe this year I'll compete a little bit more. However, I'm always looking for the main thing, which is health, right? Is the food I'm eating healthy in order to keep my body and my brain and obviously my energy levels at top level, right? That's what first thing I ask for food, from food. Okay, now if that ticks the box on that, obviously then I start consuming those foods. Now secondly is that those foods are going to make me a stronger, fitter, healthier version of myself. If that ticks the box, then obviously I have those foods. And then thirdly, is that food are going to make me an healthier person. And if that within the time obviously I've got in order to compete and to do the things I've got, and that those foods will give me that, I will certainly purchase them and consume them. Okay, now don't take me wrong, obviously I allow myself a cheating meal a week of which I consume either Friday night, either Saturday night, either Sunday night, depending on where obviously where I am and what I'm doing. Okay, now if I have time for that, then I'll consume that. Now that food obviously is just to shock my metabolism. That's why I tend to have that cheating meal there. So, however, apart from that, I do not have those foods that will make me ill. Don't take me, years ago I probably used to have, but not now. Because obviously you start understanding too much about nutrition. So the more you know about this, the less mistakes you make. Obviously, because you've got the knowledge. So there you are, another video for you guys to help you obviously generate a little bit more knowledge around diets and how you can obviously overcome all the mistakes that we can do, and that way will help you obviously to become your greatest version. So with all that said, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, which is Carlos Trainer Tan, and also on YouTube, which is Carlos Trainer. And with all that said, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit, have a beautiful day. Take care.